Hi, everyone. So, in this week's live, I will be talking about how much it actually costs to start a home based baking business in Kenya. So, I'm just going to get right into it. If you do join me live, please do leave a comment. I'm really going to appreciate it. And say hi, by the way. Even if you're watching later, please feel free to comment and let me know if this brought any value to you. So today again, I'm going to have my presentation. We're going to discuss again how much does it cost to start a home-based baking business in Kenya. If you haven't already, please hit the like button and make sure you're subscribed to this channel as well. Make sure you stick around because I'm going to have a figure. We're going to break it down as to actually how much it costs. So make sure you stick around to the end of this presentation to see how it actually costs. So just really quickly, my name is Maureen of Amari. I am the founder of Amari Baking Center, which is a bakery workshop located in Dwar Road. It's in Nairobi off Naivasha Road. We offer both practical and online baking and cake decoration classes. If you want more information, you can check our site. We also offer business classes and mentorship programs. This is for bakers who are either starting out their own business or looking to perfect various segments, whether we do costing online classes, we have one coming up. We do mentorship for 3 months. If interested, you can just comment below and I can share a link on that. We also sell recipe books, both ebooks and printed, on cakes, cookies, breads, puff pastry, and fondant. Find us anywhere in social media. If you're following us here, great. We're on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Twitter at Amari Baking Center. All right, so just to get into that, before I actually tell you how much it costs to start a home baking business, I want you to know 4 things that you have to do before starting. This is for somebody who hasn't started, right? This is for someone who hasn't started a home baking business, but you're thinking about it. Number 1, you have to do research, right? And this, by the way, goes for any baker who's baking and has not done research. Do research, right? What niche do I need to be in? What am I going to be baking? Am I baking everything? If you're baking everything, that's a problem. There's tons of information and I'll link a video that I've shared on niche. So you need to figure out what niche you're in so you know what you're baking. Number 2, what problem are you solving? Is there a demand for your thing? People are baking and then they're like, I can't sell. That's because nobody needs your thing. So you need to figure out what problem are you solving, right? Are you solving a problem? Because if you're not, that's a big issue. And then you need to know what kind of skills do you need to start this baking business. A lot of people want to start a baking business, but they may not have the necessary skills that you need. And I don't mean just baking and cake decoration, even though that's a major part of it. You can't sell wedding cakes if you don't know how to, decorate a wedding cake. So look at your skills first, start with that, and then you can go increasing your skills. Also, the market, how is it? You know what I'm saying? Where you are and what you want to sell, do they match? Is there a need? So number 1, research. Number 2, minimum requirements of what you need. You need to figure that out, and we're going to cover that in a bit. So just keep watching. What equipment do you need? What ingredients do you need? What kind of packaging do you need? And what business knowledge do you need to run this business? Because even if it's a home-based business, guys, you have to know all these things. A business is a business. It has minimum requirements when it comes to running it if you want to call it a business. If you don't have any of those things, then it's just an expensive hobby. 3rd thing you need to do, and this applies to everyone, right? So I know we hate doing this, but we got to do this. You need to write a business plan. This business plan should include a financial budget and a marketing plan. Again, if you're already a home-based baking business owner and you don't do this, this applies to you as well. This business plan is a blueprint for exactly how you're going to run your business. And by the way, guys, if you want me to cover a session on how to write a business plan, do let me know, comment below. Then you're going to have a financial budget of how much money you need, and then a marketing plan on how you're going to let people know what you're selling. And number 4, have an action plan and start. Like, have deadlines. If you haven't started, have deadlines. I'm going to do this, and then officially I'm going to launch on this day. Even if you don't make it a big deal, just have an action plan on what you're going to do. So these are 4 steps to take before actually starting, right? So when it comes to your home baking business, this is important. Now, the other thing that I want to let you know is that I am going to tell you how much it costs to start a home baking business, but I want to put a lot of disclaimers is that it depends on what niche you're in. Realize some niche segments are more expensive than others, right? And I'm just going to share like 7. These are actually, I think 7, not 6, sorry. Seven best, I feel like, are the best niches for home baking business, because realize you can set up your business as a home based custom shop, industrial shop, or other ways. But when you're doing home baking, there's some things that work well for home baking more than others. So this is my top seven niche when it comes to home baking business. Can you start others? Yes, if you know how to do it, but these are the easiest to start at home and still manage to run the business. So number one, frosted cupcakes. If you have the pans, they're easy to make. And once you learn how to package and market, it's easier to sell this as a niche, right? So you can start with just frosted cupcakes. They also have a minimum skill requirement when it comes to baking. Number two, celebration cakes. This is any kind of celebration: birthday, baby shower, engagement. Most things are celebration. So if you can do a celebration cake, maybe pick a type of medium to use, like whipped cream and buttercream, or maybe just fondant or ganache, whatever. So you can pick a niche like celebration cake. You can also mix them up, like celebration cakes and frosted cupcakes. The third niche, gourmet pastries. These are like pastries that cost a little bit more, but that's because they're very high quality. There's a specific type of target market looking for that. So like cinnamon rolls, artisan breads, various types of puff pastry, like maybe croissant, but it has to be gourmet, like really well made, and have a demand for it. So that's my disclaimer on that. The other fourth one is niche products. We do this. So brownies only, tiramisu only. We do chiffon cakes only. So you can choose to just niche out totally on one type of product, and then you can vary in size, right? So that's what we do. We do chiffon cakes by Amari. So you can choose to do only brownies, only cookies, only tiramisu, only something like that. I know somebody who does only strawberry chocolate covered things. I'm going to get to that. The other one is custom cakes. For example, fondant theme cakes. There's some bakers who only do custom cakes or custom fondant theme cakes. You can opt to do that. That's a good niche for home baking business. Another one is wedding cakes. There's a lot of cake makers who are doing it from home, and they just go set it up and they do wedding cakes. Some mix it up, wedding cakes and celebration cakes. So that's a good niche to get into. And finally, artisan baked goods and candies. So these are, again, high quality, specific type of baked goods or candies or pastries, like maybe cookies, right? Or strawberry covered. Actually, I mean chocolate covered strawberries, guys, not strawberry covered strawberries. Chocolate covered strawberries, and then chocolates, like chocolate can, like real chocolate, right? So those are just a few niche combinations that are perfect for a home based business, right? So when it comes to the cost, right? I said I'm going to share the cost of doing this. So if I want to find out how much is it going to cost me to start my baking business, I am going to pick one niche and I'm going to call it a cakes niche. So this can work for frosted cupcakes or just like celebration cakes with like soft cream. So if you want to get into just that, you can do something like looking at exactly what you need. So in this particular case, what I need are equipment. So we're going to start by looking at the equipment you need to actually get this business running. And then what we're going to do is just break down exactly what you need. Sorry, just give me a minute, guys. So I hope you guys can see me. So I'm going to start with the type of equipment you need to actually run this baking business. So we're going to start with what would you need to actually bake cakes and finish, like literally start by baking them, mixing them, measuring what everything, put in the oven and then finishing with it. So the first would be an oven. Now, usually you either have an oven at home or maybe you need to get a small oven that can help you with your baking. The second thing you need are mixing tools. So I mean like whisk, bowls, the cutlery that you need. That's what you need for mixing your cakes. The third thing you need is a mixer. Now here I put a dot because if you're doing something like frosted cupcakes, you may not exactly need a mixer. You can actually start with just a whisk. However, my disclaimer is if you want to move faster, you're definitely going to need at least a handheld mixer, right? So I'm going to share the cost of that. And then you're going to need baking tins, right? If you choose to do cakes like custom cakes, you gotta bake these cakes, half kg, 1 kg, 1.5 kg. So you at least need some baking tins. You need to measure your ingredients. You need to be able to measure your ingredients. So you need like a kitchen scale. That's definitely a must if you want to, bake like 1 kg cakes. You need to know the grams of that in milliliters. And then you need like cups, measuring a standard set of measuring cups and spoons. And then you're also gonna need something like a liter jug. So I would tell you, make sure you have like measuring stuff, right? Morning. Oh, hi, Monica. Sorry, not morning. Then you also need a cooling area, except for this is another one of those things where you don't need a cooling rack when you start, but it would be nice to have one. What I would tell you is like you can start using trays and cake boards, and then after some time, buy one, okay? The other thing you need is decorating tools. Now, this is where it gets tricky. For a simple niche like frosted cupcakes, you just need like maybe something to make the frosting, and then you need like something to pipe the frosting, right? So nozzles and piping bags. Realize though, if you're getting into the cakes niche and you need to do more, you need a turntable, you need palette knife or bench scrapers, and maybe other nozzles. So this is where the specific niching comes in. So I'm going to be general, but realize that the more complicated your niche is, like wedding cakes need more tools, custom cakes need more tools, right? So I am just dealing with like a frosted cupcake, simple birthday cakes kind of niche. So that's it. So that's what you need for equipment. So I said I was going to share costs. Again, they're general costs, and I will tell you to please reach out to cake supply shops and ask them exactly how much something cost. But this is what I mean by the exact cost. Hi, Mercy Lean. How are you? Thanks, guys, for joining me. As you join me, make sure to say hi. On YouTube, I guess I'll tell you to just hit that like button. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much. Thanks, Monica. Thanks, Mercy, for hanging out with me. So let's start with the oven. You either have an oven, and I mean like the gas cooker where it's a gas on top or electric on top, and then down there you pull out, there's the oven. If it's very old, you can get an electrician or a fundi to check it out. But if it's not, you can use it. If you really have none, I always tell people, yes, you can use various methods like mawe tattoo, but when it comes to doing business, you do want an oven, and you can start with a small oven. Okay, you can start with a tiny oven, and you can just maybe do that for a while, and then, you can opt to upgrade as you continue. Just to share something, there's this type of oven, as you can see right here, like this little mini ovens. You can use that. But if you don't, you can use this regular home cooker as an example. The reason why I'm being specific is because those small ovens are about 10,000. If you want to get something else like a home one, it's like between 17 to 25,000. So realize you're going to weigh your budget. However, if we're going to look at the lowest end spectrum of how much would you need if you have no oven, I would tell you get the little mini oven that can bake at least 1 kg or one loaf. And that's about 10,000 these days, right? Second thing you need is mixing tools and bowls. Now, you can use pre-existing bowls, mwiko, and forks and all that stuff. What I would tell you to buy is at least maybe like a whisk, and then maybe like a rubber spatula or something like that. I can do a video on this later, but we also have more information on a blog about that kind of thing. So I would give that about 2,000 shillings, because I'm looking at maybe buying an extra bowl and maybe buying a whisk in a spatula, or just a whisk in a spatula, right? So mixing bowls. Buy a mixer. Again, I've said you don't need a mixer if you're doing something simple like frosted cupcakes, but over time, it's going to be really difficult if you get a little bit busy. So if you can, get a handheld mixer, and then you can go growing. Again, I have another video on YouTube on the type of equipment you need, so you can check that out after watching this video. So we're going to put about 3,000, because they range between 2,000 and 5,000 when it comes to mixers. The other thing is baking tins. Make sure you have baking tins. You're going to sit down and figure out which tins you need based on the niche you pick. Let's say I decide to do frosted cupcakes. I just need to make sure I have like 3 to 4 24 segment cupcake things, pans, or muffin pans. If I'm doing cakes, I need to make sure at least I have a round and a square, like half kg, 1 kg, 1.5 kg, or at least 2 kg. So I'm going to put 2,000 for that. Realize that's going to range for 2,000 to 5,000. Again, I'm being very modest with these prices. Measuring tools, you need a kitchen scale, and you need measuring tools and at least a liter jug. So I'm going to put 1,000 for that in case you don't have them. If you do have them, great. You need a cooling area or cooling tool like a rack, but this is not necessary. It's optional, so I'm not going to put anything for that. And then you need decoration tools. Now, if you're at zero, you have no decoration tools, I would suggest buying a set. People like Top Serve Limited have a set that's like 3,500, and other cake supply shops, usually I'd say between 3 to 5,000 for these sets. Get a set that has a lot. I also did a review video on that 88 piece set I'm talking about, the Top Serve one. It has mixing tools, it has decoration tools, and that's why it even has a turntable. So that's why I would suggest that. So I would put 4,000 shillings for the decorating tools. My subtotal at this point is at 22,000 shillings. We're going to round this off and estimate to be 25,000 shillings. Now, this is just the equipment. Remember, you also need ingredients. Now, if you're starting a home baking business, most people think, I don't need to stock up. Please, stock up. Stock up because sometimes you get stuck. Make sure you have dry ingredients, wet ingredients, liquid ingredients, and make sure your ingredients are a minimum for at least 5 cake orders. Now, when you're starting, that sounds impossible, but please just be ready. You don't want to be running around trying to buy ingredients at 5 for an order for tomorrow morning. It's more expensive for you, and that's bad business. So if you can have like a bale of flour or at least 6 packets, some sugar, you don't even have to buy the 50 kg bag. Buy the 5 kg bag for places like Naivas. Baking powder, icing sugar, baking powder, don't buy a small one. If you can, buy the 4 kg. Places like Carrefour Supermarket actually sell the 4 kg. Icing sugar, if you can, buy more. Instead of the 500-gram packet, buy like 5 kg. Cocoa powder, don't buy a small amount, 500 grams. The more you buy, the cheaper it is. Wet ingredients, make sure you have butter or margarine. Like the margarine, if you're doing margarine, buy the 5 kg or 10 kg. Butter you can buy in bulk from wholesale suppliers. Eggs, have at least 3 trays. Cheese, if you use it. Milk is the only thing I tell you, since it's perishable, not to have a lot. Maybe just have 1 liter at hand. Flavorings like vanilla essence, non-dairy whipping cream, you can buy that in bulk, like 2 liters or something like that. Right? Like I've said, make sure you have it for a minimum for 5 cake orders. So I estimated that to be about 12,000 shillings. If I'm looking at like a bale of sugar, the sugar, 5 kg cocoa. I've put dry ingredients 5K, this fats and all that stuff, and the eggs 2,000, liquids 3,000, other 2,000 because I don't know what kind of niche you're in. Maybe you need dried fruits, maybe you need other stuff, cherries, all that stuff. So I've put around 12,000, and so I'm going to estimate it to be about 15,000. So stick around, we're going to get to the end of how much it's actually going to cost us to do this. Remember, you need packaging. So we've done equipment, ingredients, now we're at packaging. For packaging, again, look at your niche. If you're a frosted cupcake business, you need cupcake liners, and maybe you need the cupcake boxes, which most cake supply shops sell. I have a video on how to pack frosted cupcakes if you want to watch that later. The other thing is, are you doing, donuts? If you're doing donuts, get those long ones. And these days, there's so many people doing custom packaging. If you're doing cakes, you can buy cake boxes. If you're doing pizza, whatever it is, or pastries. So I'm going to estimate for a home baker about 2,000 shillings. Again, have minimum of like 5 orders. That's like 5 cake boxes and 5 boards. Remember, vary, because not everybody's going to order a 1 kg or a half kg or just cupcakes. So have a mix of all of them. So that's why I'm putting 2,000. I'm putting about 500 to 1,000 for the cake boxes and boards. Then remember, there's always these other packaging elements that you need as a baker. Parchment paper, cling film, foil, even labels guys, by the way. So make sure you have about 2,000 put aside for packaging, right? Now, you might be wondering, what other things do I need? This is something that's very ignored, but I find home bakers now signing up for our classes, and they hadn't really maybe accounted for this cost. When you're starting a business, or if you're new at a business, or if you've been baking for a while and you want to get serious with your business, you need business knowledge. Okay, unless you're doing very well, then you don't need it. If you need business knowledge, you have to invest in yourself. I have invested in classes and knowledge myself and paid for it. So here's what you need to know. You need to make sure you gain business skills if you don't have already business skills. Lots of information can be found free online. We share a lot of free information. I'm sharing online information right now. However, realize it's going to be a mix of paid and free. please invest, right? Invest the time to find it and consume it. Keep learning. You can opt to join a specific niche class like the ones we do for costing or just marketing or just one topic. You can choose to join a class for one thing that you're struggling with, right? Make sure it's an expert who's doing this and they really know what they're doing and you can see their results, right? If you are like a basic baker and you need skills, get those skills, right? The practical skills. Do you need to learn how to make fondant and because you want to do custom cakes? Do you need to learn how to bake good cooked cupcakes because you want to sell them, but they're not that good? So consider also practical skills if you need them. The other thing, you can also find a mentor or somebody to assist you to get better at this business skill. So you can do different things. You can do apprenticeships, you can do internships. We take interns for the students who go through our full course. They can be free, they can be paid, like I do a paid mentorship. So you can choose the way you want to learn to the best of your ability. So here, the cost varies. It could be 5,000 all the way to 100,000. I know bakers who've invested a lot of money and it shows in their results. And I know some people don't have money to invest and can only invest in a small amount. I'm going to put 5,000 because I feel that home bakers need to invest. They just don't know it. However, you can opt to invest later. So I'm going to put 5,000 for that. So almost coming to the end to find out how much it actually costs. Legal requirements. This is something even a home-based baker I insist on you having. Number one, you need to register your business name. The best thing is actually to register a company, but if you don't have that kind of money or you're not ready, you can start by going to ecitizen.go.ke and registering your business name. This means you own your business name. Nobody else can use it. Exactly like if I choose to do Hope Cakes, those two names, Hope Cakes, nobody can use it again any other way. So make sure you register your business name. These days it's done online. You don't have to go anywhere. You just don't go to ecitizen.go.ke and you'll see how to do it. Number two, food handler certificate. If you are handling food to sell to people, really the county council insists for you to have a food handlers. So a lot of the times home bakers are scared, like, do I need to get all these things? The two things I tell you to get is to register your business name and to make sure you have a food handler certificate. That's 2,500, right? 1,500. It's about 850 to register the name, but these days they're making you pay for like searching for 3 names. So that's why I've put 1,500. It's usually about 1,200 to 1,500. And then the food handlers, depending on the county you're in Nairobi County currently, it's 1,000 for 6 months. At least do it once in a year so that you can have, it actually goes for 6 months, your certificate. So if you can do that, at least you have the bare minimum when it comes to legal requirements. So before I tell you the total of this, realize this. This is what you need to know. You need skills to run your business. So you need to make sure whatever you're selling, whether it's frosted cupcakes, wedding cakes, custom cakes, you need baking and decoration skills directly related to your choice of niche. Right? So if you need to do wedding cakes, if you don't have those skills, don't choose that niche yet, right? Choose the niche and then you can go adding your skills. So realize you need the skills. Stop selling things that are unsellable. Number two, you need skills to cost and price. If you want to call yourself a business owner, you need to know how much it costs to make the thing and how much you should be selling it. I have tons of video on costing and pricing strategies. We have a Facebook group that has a basic online costing class. If you're not in it, please go search Amari Online Community and join it. Go to the guide section. You need to know how to cost and price your cake, your frosted cupcakes, anything to be making money. A lot of bakers out here who are home-based are not making money. They're actually doing charity, but they don't know. Third thing, you need skills to run a business successfully. You can run a business and fail. So my point is, make sure you have skills to run a business successfully. That means having systems to set up. You need a financial system, payment system, customer service, and sales. I've put marketing skills by themselves because for you to continue running your business, you need to make sure you're selling. If you don't know how to market your business, you're not going to be able to sell. So those are the skills you need. So coming to the end of my presentation, in summary, how much does it cost to start a home baking business minimum if you're starting today? This is a simple niche of cakes like frosted cupcakes or simple celebration cakes like whipped cream or buttercream, about 60,000 shillings and 500. Realize some niche segments need more equipment, more tools, more skills, and possibly more ingredients. But I'm telling you, on a day like today, 60,000 is good, or a bit more, give and take a few K. 60,500. And this is me being very modest and assuming you have some things, and assuming you don't have to have that amount of money right now. Like when I started my business, I actually had 50,000. But what I did is 1 year before, I was slowly amassing things, tools, that kind of thing. So it's not like you have money now. If you're working, you can choose, hey, I'm going to buy one thing at a time for the next 6 months, right? You don't have to have all the money now. However, this is a good estimate of how much it actually costs to start a home-based baking business with a niche of cakes or frosted cupcakes. So I hope that has helped you guys. I hope you've learned something. I hope this is shed light. Even if you're already a home baker or home-based baker, this gives you an idea of, how possible it is to actually start a home baking business. Remember, you will have to grow your business. This is just startup capital. We're not talking about any other things, but it's good to know. I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but you need kind of operational costs. Sorry, I kind of skipped this, and I really needed to put this in here for 11,000. Your operational costs are costs of your daily things that you do in your business, even if you're a home-based business. So number one is you need airtime, maybe telephone and bundles to call people, WhatsApp people, answer questions. You need Wi-Fi or any other kind of internet if you're not doing the bundles. Again, to talk to people and engage and tell them about your business. You need transport. Your business needs transport, whether it's going to buy the cake supplies or whether it's going somewhere to get your brochures done or something that's related to the business. You have to have some transport money. Printing labels. When you're starting, or even now, even if you're ongoing, you need to have labels, brochures, or business cards that describe to people your business. Because if they don't know about it, remember, you're building awareness. So that's why I put like 1,000 airtime, and this is like for a month or 2 months. Internet, like for 1 month or 2 months, 2K. Transport, I've put like 1 to 2K, but you can put 1,000. I've also done the printing, which is about 2,000, but it could go all the way to 5K, because remember, the more bulk you do things, the cheaper. I've also put a marketing budget of 3 to 20K. Now, the reason why that is very broad is the more you invest in your marketing, the better your business will do. So you have to invest here. Remember, if you're new or you're just getting serious, people don't know you and you're just getting serious, you need to create awareness before people actually buy from you. So you have to realize you may have to do some samples. You might have to do some online ads, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or Google. I would simply suggest doing something like influencer marketing. Also, maybe starting a website or getting a website so that you can send people somewhere. Things like those. So my minimum, I would tell you, would be 5,000, not even 3, 5,000. However, you can add more money. You'll start with like 3,000 and then, go increasing as you continue. So remember, you have to market your business, and your business does have operational costs. So like I said, it's about 60,500 in this day and age, like in September 2021, to start a simple cupcakes or simple celebration cake home-based business. I hope this helps you. Please make sure to like this video. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. And guys, I will see you next week. I'm definitely going to be doing more of these lives as we continue on, just to share. The more I post, would love if you guys could comment the kind of things you want me to talk about, so I can maybe help out with that. But in this particular one, I get a lot of questions of people asking me, how much is it going to cost me to start a home-based business? So I decided to kind of break down, how the costing comes up. And I hope this has helped you. And thank you for joining me, Monica and Marcy. I hope to see you next time. Hit the like button, subscribe, put notifications so you can catch me next time when I go live or when we post our other videos. Make sure you watch other videos in our playlist. Make sure you watch the niche one, watch on how to start a business, marketing. We have tons of content on this channel about baking for business and even tutorials. So check them out. Thanks, guys. Bye. See you next time.